Please take your seats quickly, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi guys, and welcome to 1minutetennis.com. In today's session, I want to talk to you about the racket lag, and I want to show you the 3 different forms of the racket lag, when you should use these different racket lags, and how you can actually apply them and integrate them into your game almost immediately. Now, the racket lag has been present in every high-level forehand for at least 20-25 years. What the players used to do was place the racket behind them and then pull or push the racket forwards. But for the last 20-25 years, a consistent component of the forehand has been that the elbow is slightly behind or significantly behind the racket, and then the arm moves forwards, resulting in the racket falling backwards. See this motion here. And this is perfectly natural as long as I set up in this position. The racket lag means that we get much more whip and speed out of the racket. Maybe you can hear the difference in the strokes here as I swing from here to here, or I swing from here to here. But the racket lag can be back, down, or both. Let me show you what I mean. I'm now going to let the racket just lag behind me and swing. See? Here, behind me and swing. And now I'm just going to release the racket earlier, and so I'm going to let the racket go down and swing. And I let the racket go down and swing. And now I'm going to blend the two together. The third one is where the racket goes back, down and swing. Back, down and swing. Now, when you look at the truly great players, Alcaraz or Federer are 2 great examples, then they swap from these different racket lags for different situations. When they want heavy, safe topspin, then they predominantly have the racket lag down and then swing naturally upwards. And this creates a naturally high, safe, heavy topspin ball. If they encounter an easy ball that's higher but inside the court, then naturally what they will do is let the racket lag backwards and swing through the ball with a flatter trajectory. But also, when they want to add real pace from the baseline and inject some speed into it, then they will now blend the two and let the racket lag back and down, and so they will have a heavy topspin ball, but that has much more penetration. Now, to understand and apply these, we really need to get the feel of them in the game. And a great way of getting the feel of them is just to release the racket and then make sure that the trajectory of the released racket is actually going in the direction that we want. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to release the racket and pull forwards, and the racket will lag behind. Again, you actually release the racket for a fraction of a second, and it just drops behind. I'm now going to release the racket for longer, and now it drops down. See again, a release for longer. I release for shorter, and it goes back. I release for longer, and it goes down. And now I'm going to go somewhere in between the two. We're talking of fine margins here, but it's pretty easy to get the feel of it. So now I release for somewhere not as long as the one where the racket drops, but not as short as the one where the racket goes back. And now the racket goes back and down. Let me show you from a different direction. So a very short release, and the racket goes back. A very long release, and the racket goes down. And the blended in between motion, and the racket goes back and down. Once you have the feel of the timing of this, then it's really easy to go from releasing the racket to just relaxing the hand. It's actually much more natural than releasing the racket. Releasing it's really takes a lot of concentration. It's very unnatural. So now I just release or soften the hand for a fraction of a second, and the racket goes back. I release or soften the hand for a longer period of time, and the racket goes down. And then I'm just in between the two, and the racket goes back and down. So back and down, or down. Apply these to your forehand. It really makes a great deal of difference in the variety of ball that you actually produce. Hitting the same ball, even if it's a high quality ball, is not a great way of playing this game, because it means that you become very predictable. and predictable players often play their opponents into good form. Don't fall into that trap. Be like the best players in the world. Nobody accused Federer or Alcaraz of being predictable. Change the shape of the ball. Change the pace of the ball. This can depend on the situation on the court or the tactics and strategy that you want to employ. But don't be that predictable player. Be the player with variety who changes the game up, and you'll play better tennis today. Try this now, it really works. And if you like my ideas, check out our books on Amazon. The books cover every aspect of the game, and everything is superbly illustrated with cross-references to videos, so you can see the idea, you can read the idea, and you can actually see the illustration of the ideas. Or join players in over 40 countries that I'm working with all over the world on one-to-one online coaching. Works for players of every age and every level. For more information, look at the website or email me. So understand the 3 racket lags. Apply and feel the 3 racket lags, and you'll have a better, more aggressive and more effective forehand. Thanks for watching, and see you next time for more unique tennis lessons that really work.